Cheese, like other dairy products, starts with a cow. Each cow can produce an average of 6 to 7 gallons of milk a day. Milk is also used to make butter, ice cream, yogurt, and many other products. However, this milk is going to be made into cheddar cheese. The fresh milk is picked up by a tanker truck. This truck carries over 5,000 gallons of milk. That's the daily production of about 800 cows. It takes 11 pounds, or approximately 5 quarts of milk, to produce 1 pound of cheese. Before processing, the milk is heated. The milk is put into a vat where coloring and a starter culture are added. To make cheese, the milk must be separated into solid curds and liquid whey. Cheesemakers use a culture called lactococcus to accomplish this separation. The culture causes the milk to ferment, so the curds begin to separate from the whey. During this entire process, the temperature of the milk is kept at about 100 degrees. Metal rakes are used to cut up the curds. The curds are mixed until they are the correct size and consistency to make cheese. The whey is drained off. Whey, although used in many other food products, is not used in the making of cheese. The curds are separated to help drain the whey. The curds become firmer and mat together. The cheesemakers cut the curds into blocks. All the while, the culture is continuing to produce an acid. The acid in the curd creates the flavor of the cheese. The blocks are turned 3 to 4 times to drain the excess whey. After each turn, the acid content is measured. As it reaches the correct level, the blocks are sliced into small pieces of curd. Salt is mixed into the curds to slow the acid production of the culture. If salt was not added, the culture would produce too much acid and the curds would spoil in a few days. The curds are packed into metal boxes and placed in a hydraulic press. They are pressed for about 5 hours, removing all the remaining whey. The pressed curds are removed from the metal boxes in 40-pound blocks. These blocks are packaged in plastic bags, vacuum sealed. Boxed. sent to the cooling room. When the 40-pound blocks enter the cooling room, their temperature is about 100 degrees. The room is kept just above freezing. Over the next 18 hours, the core temperature of the blocks is lowered to about 55 degrees. The blocks are now ready for aging. For the next 60 days, the cheese ages. The aging process gives the cheese its flavor and texture. It can truly be said of cheese that good things come to those who wait. When the aging process is completed, the cheese is brought to the packaging department. The 40-pound blocks are cut and weighed. Then, depending on their weight, cheese is added or taken away. The cheese is packaged, vacuum sealed, boxed, and loaded onto a truck that takes it to the grocery store. The longer cheese is aged, the sharper the taste. By the time the cheese gets to the store, it has undergone many changes and has traveled many miles. But it still has one more important trip to make, and that's to your home. Americans consume, on the average, 26.5 pounds of cheese a year. Cheese is used on many different foods, from pasta to tacos to everyone's favorite, the cheeseburger. Sometimes, it's nice just to have a slice of cheese all by itself.